You ready? All right. Teach Me Grappling. What's up, guys? Brian Peterson here, and I'm back. Tonight, I wanted to show a GRANBY roll. Now, did I say Teach Me Grappling? Teach Me Wrestling. GRANBY roll. And then we'll talk briefly. I'll mention, you can use this in Jiu-jitsu as well, but it's very unlikely that you're going to use it because the game is different when there's submissions. But it is still possible. And what's even better is to learn how to GRANBY like from the standing position for MMA, like what you guys see. Actually, what you see like Tony Ferguson doing a lot of fights, a lot of times he's just doing a forward roll, but he also will GRANBY roll. Either way, let me give you guys an introduction to the GRANBY, and then I'm going to bring in a few minutes one of my best wrestlers named Jake Quintana. He's going to come in and show you his best standing GRANBY that he loves to do. So here we go. The GRANBY roll, guys. It's more of a wrestling move, okay? And also, I got to mention, Keith Romer, he ordered a rash guard, or a couple rash guards, and I didn't have them, and they were out of stock, and then they finally came, and it took me forever to get it to him. So, Keith, I hope you like the rash guard I finally sent you. And then also, I know in your notes, you said, hey, can you show a GRANBY roll? So, here it is. I'm finally giving it to you. All right. And thank you so much. So guys, look, I'm going to start on my knees. What I start with is a shoulder roll. So you guys should know how to do a shoulder roll like that and a backward roll. Okay, and you should know how to do both shoulders. Shoulder roll, okay. Backward roll. My low back's killing me right now. I'm warming up as I go. Okay, but then what I like to do when I do my shoulder rolls, a lot of people do them with their arm between the legs. You can do that. I don't like to personally. I love to put my arm to the side, which is much like when somebody's getting you in a Kimura or an omoplata. You look away and you roll. And my hands are here and I roll back. Then I put my hand here and I just turn, putting my shoulder to the mat, and I roll and I backward roll. I'm having some low back issues. So the GRANBY roll is kind of like morphing a forward roll with a backward roll. So I start with the forward. Once I roll, I'm going to be chilling up here in this position. I started the forward, but then I turn my head and I go towards a backward and I land on my knees, okay? Now, you're going to hear in the jiu-jitsu world, they're going to do GRANBY rolls like from the seated. Like they might do something like this. You know, that's a good exercise. Again, if I was more flexible, I'd be able to keep my feet on the ground. As I get older, I'm not able to do that. But there it is. I'm getting a little bit more loose. Anyway, but that kind of roll is useful for jiu-jitsu a little bit more. But the wrestling style GRANBY roll is going to be a move where you point a direction. So I'm going this way. I hit the roll, and then I face the opposite direction. And I face the opposite direction. Now on those two rolls I just did, I put my arm across, which is okay. But just as easy, it could be done this way. See that? Or arm here, there. Now a drill that I like to do as a warm-up is I kind of go around in a circle nonstop like this. And I go right to the next one. And then you're getting a little dizzy, take a break, and then go back the other way. So I go right into the next one without ever lifting my head off the mat. And it's a great neck exercise to kind of loosen you up. Again, doing all these rolls. This is something you guys can do right now because you guys got this, Corona situation. If you guys have anything at home, like a mat at home, or even you can still try this stuff on carpet. You just want to be a little careful because if your roll isn't so hot, it'll kind of hurt. Might get some rug burn. But you can practice these rolls. Now, again, in wrestling, we do this stuff in the beginning off the mat. You're going to see stuff like this. We're going to, this is called the referee position in wrestling. We start here a lot of times in wrestling. And the first move is usually to raise, cross your leg. Because what you want to do is your opponent will be on your left, and then you want to cross your leg to clear your leg so that your opponent's not behind your left leg. And then a lot of times your opponent's going to chop this arm. So when they chop it, I'm grabbing here in my opponent's hand. As he chops my arm, I'm going to basically launch myself into the GRANBY roll. And if I keep that wrist, I can do a go behind, I can catch him in a Peterson, I can do all kinds of stuff. Hey Jake, you want to come help? All right, so I've got Jake here. What's up, Jake?
What's up, guys?
All right, so Jake's a stud. He's only a sophomore, but don't take him lightly. This guy, he's a killer. Okay, so just to show, like for example, the basic GRANBY, like in the referee position, a guy starts like this in wrestling. So again, if you guys are jiu-jitsu guys, just realize I'm just kind of teaching you a little bit of wrestling. I'm here, and then he's gonna like raise up and he wants to cross step. He wants to clear this because you never want to GRANBY when a guy's like hooking that leg. Because what happens is if he starts to GRANBY, his leg gets stuck, and you can see like a knee bar, like the jiu-jitsu guy's like, ooh, I could get a knee bar. Yeah, but it's not really a GRANBY, it's more of a roll for the knee bar. So in wrestling, we want to clear that leg. So we cross step, so I can't hook anything. And then now the normal move most guys make is a chop right here, a little pull of this arm. So he just tucks into the roll, and then if I lose control, don't land on your butt, go to your knees, face me. Yeah, let's do that one first. So we're gonna go when I follow him, he might be on his butt and he'll counter me a different way. So wrestling wise, he goes here, see how he's on his knees? And if he still has my wrist, he can just keep it and run behind me. See that? And now he's got my wrist right here, see that? And he's got control for wrestling. So that's the GRANBY roll, basic. Most of the time, you just get away. So just go ahead, do the same thing and just get away. So he's there and he gets away and then I'm like, oh, where'd he go? Now you might just think, oh, I'm just letting him go, right? Well, what if I were to follow him? In slow motion, if I were to follow him like this, I get caught in the Peterson, okay? If he catches me in a Peterson in wrestling, I'm on my back. He actually has control of me in a wrestling match. So again, guys, when it comes to submission holds, I have videos talking about this. I don't like this position. So if it's wrestling, I teach it to all my guys. But if it's jiu-jitsu, I say do not go here because really all you've done is just hit, hold me to pin me. And then all you've done is put yourself in a crucifix. You're gonna get choked. So if you ever do something like that, you should just come on top. Like don't pin me with a Peterson. Just if it ever happened, like say MMA or like even jiu-jitsu. I mean, even though most of the time jiu-jitsu guys are gonna be up here, where the GRANBY roll isn't really gonna work that well. If somebody is right here, Khabib Nurmagomedov is like really popularizing wrestling because you'll see in MMA fights, he's under the arms a lot. And again, if somebody has a lock, it may not be that easy, but if he ever changes and did something like this, it's possible to GRANBY. You see that? And then I'll follow you, sorry. So again, you always want to face your opponent, but if the guy does follow, if I hang on to the guy right here, I get caught and you see how he just abandons and comes on top. That's how you would want to use it for when there's submissions involved. Because you don't care about pinning people in a jiu-jitsu or MMA fight. Yes, we want to pin people, but we don't want to pin them with a Peterson is what I'm trying to say. Like you're not going to win the fight from here. Like you might think, oh, he can elbow my face. Well, yeah, now I've got his arm and now he elbowed me. Like that's not going to happen. I'm just going to hit the scale. I'm going to start attacking. So we want to show him
the standing.
Let's show him the standing. Okay, so the standing GRANBY. You want to start to, I'm going to let Jake go ahead and take you guys through it. You want to show it fast first?
Yeah, let's see.
Okay, so I've got a lock. Okay, so he hits the GRANBY on the way down. Now, what if I follow you?
So if he follows me, I'm going to go to the same position as before. I'm just going to go into the Peterson, and then in jiu-jitsu, I'll just get on top, or in wrestling, I'd keep him in the Peterson so I can pin him. So if he mat returns me, I'm going to plant my foot and then roll across the ring. And if I can, get to the Peterson or stand down.
Yeah, get a scramble going, and then you get out of there. Or if I decide to let him go, because I'm nervous, maybe I don't, it's like it's getting too funky for me. Maybe I try to follow you, and I'm like, whoa, it's a scramble. He might just, we may just come apart, or you may end up with a leg attack. In wrestling, that happens a lot. It becomes a scramble, like to a leg attack. Let's show something like that. I go here, I bring him down, and then he has a leg, and now we're wrestling here, trying to go from here. But you can see he just improved his position, way more than where he was. I mean, now, if you guys remember, I'll go on a little more. Fedor and Kevin Randleman. Who remembers that fight? We have Kevin Randleman. Did you see that? Yeah, Kevin Randleman suplexes him. And he went, whoa! And like when he threw him, you saw Kevin Randleman turning him. And Fedor tucks into a roll. Mm-hmm. It was still a big bomb. But imagine if he didn't roll. Mm-hmm. No. What if he didn't roll?
Yeah.
He would have landed, like, I'm not gonna hurt you, but he would have landed like this. But if you tuck, you can hit a roll right there. It's a lot better to do that. It's saved Fedor's career. Yeah. And not only did he win that fight, but he was able to fight again. If he didn't, I don't know, he might have been a few feet underground. They would have had to just, put his tombstone right there. So, do you want to talk a little bit? What are we doing? How do we do this?
Well, like in wrestling, if he's behind me, now let's say he doesn't have a takedown and he just got behind me, I'm trying to just not get my hands to touch. As soon as I touch, that's a takedown. So as soon as I touch, I'm already giving up 2 points. So I'm trying to either break away, get hip separation and cut off, or I'm trying to switch and get his leg and then switch. But if I can't get that, if he's has his hips in, because if he has his hips in, I can't get away and I can't switch because I can't get any space. I'm too stuck. So I'm either gonna, if he lifts, I can either hook like that, where I'm hooking the outside of his leg. So he's I'm heavy now. So if he tries to
that's getting me tired.
If he lifts me, I'm heavy now. He can't return me. But if that doesn't work, he lifts me. I'm just thinking, okay, don't give up the takedown, roll, and then cut off. Cut in front, or grab him, leg attack, or just anything to create a scramble so you don't get give up 2 points.
Yeah.
So one more time, if he's behind me, I can't get away. He lifts. I'm just no takedown. And then I'm getting away, cut it off. Try to get my own attack.
Yeah. Cool. So there's a GRANBY roll, guys. Again, I don't mean to say, I know we got guys out there that are wrestling fans, and you guys got to understand, I'm a wrestler. Just because I'm a jiu-jitsu guy doesn't mean that I'm not a wrestler. I am both. And I'm probably one of the guys that are right in the middle. I'm not more wrestler and I'm not more jiu-jitsu. What I try to tell you guys is wrestling's amazing for wrestling. And jiu-jitsu complements wrestling a little bit. Okay? And jiu-jitsu is great for jiu-jitsu. And wrestling complements jiu-jitsu as well. Now, I think the argument is always, wrestling helps jiu-jitsu more. It does in a lot of sense because jiu-jitsu is a little bit more broad. So much like boxing will help your kickboxing, but kickboxing won't help your boxing as much. It's kind of like that, So that's why wrestling seems to help the jiu-jitsu guys a lot more than the jiu-jitsu guys help wrestlers. But there is some help that jiu-jitsu adds to wrestling. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is, guys, when there's submissions involved, you're not gonna have this position that often. Here, you might have it. MMA, you're seeing Khabib here. So you can actually hit some of this stuff. If you hit it with a lock, it may not be the best move because you see how I just stay with, I'm sorry, you okay?
No, you're good.
You just stay with him. But if there's ever a moment in the fight, let's say where I'm here and I try to punch or something like that, now I'm wide open, guys. He can hit a GRANBY roll and escape from me. So there it is. I mean, it definitely does apply. You guys just have to understand positioning. Don't try to think, I'm gonna do a GRANBY roll when the guy's right here, If he's in this position and you try GRANBY roll, all that happens is the jiu-jitsu guy just catches your back. So you wanna know when to go for that. Okay, that's all I got. I think we talked enough. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you guys so much. Hope you guys are not going stir crazy inside your houses. And hope you still have a a good supply of toilet paper, and water. You know, that way you stay hydrated. All right, guys, Teach Me Grappling. Click the like, click the share, hit the link down below at Patreon, PayPal, contribute to this channel. Just remember, when you contribute to Teach Me Grappling, you are helping young athletes like this become monsters. You want to show them a backflip?
Sure.
Show them what kind of monstrous backflip. Check it out. This is what we do. That's right. Okay?
That's right.
All right. Thank you, guys. We'll see you next time.